Hello there, good afternoon. We are at the Cannes Lion International Festival of Creativity, and I am Zakia Larry, Global Chief Communications Officer for Constellation, a formation of top companies within Stagwell. And today in the Speakers Lounge, we're getting behind the scenes of some of our most compelling brands and speakers, and often when they come directly from on stage. So I'm so excited. Joining us today, we have Sharon Harris, CMO of Digital Commerce at Ascential, and we have Omar Moore, Global Partner Marketing at PayPal. Hello, Sharon. Hello, Omar. Welcome.
Hello. Thank you for having us.
Thank you for being here. I want to jump right into talking to you, Sharon. Tell us more about your role at Ascential and what you do for them, and quite frankly, because of why we're here, what you do for us.
Yes. Well, I am the Chief Marketing Officer for Ascential Digital Commerce. You may know Ascential because of Cannes Lion and Retail and Money 2020. But Ascential also owns 10 other companies in the digital commerce space, and my role is really to help brands win in this new e-commerce landscape. I am delighted to be here to talk about some of the other work that Ascential is sponsoring through BECA, which is the Black Executive CMO Alliance, and we're thrilled to have sponsored 8 of our BECA Playbook members for their first experience at Cannes Lion.
Incredible. We will unpack BECA because, Omar, I get the sense that you have a lot to say about it, right?
I do.
Okay.
I do.
But what's important about BECA is that it literally is representation in action. So, Sharon, tell me why representation matters and why it was essential for Ascential, see what I did there, to actually make sure Cannes Lion had representation specifically with a global focus on DEI.
Well, you know, when we think about creativity, creativity crosses every spectrum, every race, every nationality, every gender, every identity. And to not fully represent that spectrum does it a disservice, because creativity lives everywhere and in everyone. And Ascential, you know, Cannes Lion is really our premier event. All year long, we bring together the best minds in creativity, in marketing, in technology, to talk about some of the most pressing issues in our industry, but also to really showcase and celebrate the work. It's so important that that work be representative. And it has really been our mission over the past several years to really improve the numbers of people from a wide variety of countries, backgrounds, and cultures that are here and present. And that, for me, is sort of my responsibility. I fundamentally believe, you know, I sit in this great role of being the Chief Marketing Officer of Ascential Digital Commerce, but I didn't get here alone. There were many people who paved the way for me. Right. And now it's my responsibility to make sure those doors stay open for the people behind me, like Omar, so that they can ascend to these roles. You know, they're less than 2% of the global CMOs in the world are Black. And when Jerry DeVar, the founder of BECA, reached out to me and said, this is the initiative. It's about supporting each other. It's about building community. It's about elevating. But most importantly, it's about paying it forward. I said, absolutely. And I became a founding member of BECA.
Incredible. A founding member of BECA. She's big time. We're getting these treats along the way. Sharon, you mentioned BECA and making sure that, you know, we're bringing up the next generation of leaders and CMOs. And so I'll jump to Omar, because I think we're talking about you, my friend. You think so?
We are. Yeah. He's on his way. Omar is
so
well on his way.
Okay, so you're well on your way. Tell me about your experience with BECA.
It's been definitely transformative.
Okay.
Amazing to have a mentor like Sharon, you know, to have Jerry, you know, Gail. It's just, you have at your fingertips CMOs of the biggest companies, the brands that you aspire to be, and they're now in your network. And their network is your network, which, you know, for me is just like, it's really mind-blowing. And like, this experience has been amazing. The people I was saying the people we met, but it's more than that. The people we've connected with has been amazing. So life-changing experience, you know. I hope that, you know, years on we can continue to attend, and like I would recommend this experience to anyone.
Incredible. So Omar, tell me about your current position, your current profession,
Right.
and how your experience with BECA is shaping that.
in every way. So I run the partnership marketing for PayPal. So what my role is I work very close with our partners who enable e-commerce merchants to get online.
Wonderful.
So it's a lot of go-to-market, branding, but then also having two goals. We have the PayPal goal, but we also have our partners goal, and they have to align. So working with them on initiatives that really like drive to that. So really good,
Fantastic.
really amazing.
That is very exciting. Thank you for sharing that insight. Sharon, your smile got bigger listening to Omar. Tell me a little bit about what you see Becca's impact as being right now, but even 5 years from now.
Well, my smile got bigger because Omar is in one of those new and emerging industries that for many people of color we've never seen ourselves in. And I often say when you see someone who looks like you or who represents something in your life, it becomes more tangible. It becomes possible.
Yes.
You can then see yourself in that. So it's so exciting for me, the role that he does, because obviously there's tons of adjacencies with what I do.
Sure.
But I've watched Omar's confidence grow from the first conversation we had to now in terms of how he talks about what he does. And he's really stepped into it and really owned it. And that's really the beauty of Becca in we're giving you not only those hardcore skills around marketing, around management, around organization, around strategy, but also the confidence to walk in your abilities. Because so often we don't get that support. Because we all know we've gone to our parents and said, this is what I do, and they go, I have no idea what that is, you know? And it's hard to find those mentors or people who have an understanding of all of these new and emerging industries.
Absolutely.
So it makes such a difference. And it's so impactful when you have someone of kindred mind and spirit who can guide you along in that journey.
Right.
I would say like I'm first generation American. Like my
Okay.
parents are immigrants. So like what Sharon was saying, it's very when I explain what I do to them, it takes some time. So having someone like Sharon who really will show you the path to get to your goal, you know, that's what I think for all of the future leaders, what is so impactful about Becca is you wanted to be a CMO. Oh, you did. But now you see, but this is how you get there. And that's what's been amazing to me.
So I'm going to link both of these concepts together because Sharon, everything that you have shared with us about Becca and even Omar as an example, this isn't something that you just wake up and do and a fly-by-night thing. There's a Becca playbook, which I think is incredibly powerful. Tell us about that. Will you unpack what's in the Becca playbook?
Well, we're really fortunate to have partnered with Deloitte Consulting on building the Becca playbook. And the playbook in and of itself is really that roadmap for building your career in marketing. And it really walks through all of the discipline, all of the skills, all of the industry trends, everything from storytelling to brand building to analytics and data. Because often we sort of absorb these skills through our experience,
Right.
but when you think about how do you accelerate your career and how do you move to those C-suite positions, having a playbook really gives you that guide. So you're really curating all of those experiences to tell your story and how you really elevate your career. And so that playbook is really instrumental for this group of marketers in terms of how they now can build a path to the C-suite, to becoming that chief marketing officer. Because often, you know, we're told you don't have the experience, you don't have the skills. This is removing that obstacle from their path.
Wow, removing the obstacle from their path. That gave me chills.
Legend.
That gave me chills. Omar, are you keenly aware of the obstacles that are being moved? I mean, it may be an unfair question because sometimes we don't even know sort of the daggers the person took because they're standing in front of us.
I think for me it's been pretty clear because I didn't come from a traditional background
Gotcha.
into marketing. Like I originally was more like tech focused. So at an early age, I understood the different tools I needed in my toolbox, and I tried to achieve those. I tried to acquire those. So I knew analytics, of course. As a marketer, you don't think about it before, but you need analytics because you have to be able to measure everything. So like the playbook is just really giving you every tool you need they give you a piece of that. So you're like, okay, now I understand how to do that. Leadership, analytics, storytelling. So yeah,
Wow.
it's really impactful.
Absolutely. That's incredible. So let's land our plane with the reason we're here, Cannes Lions. So, Omar, what's one main takeaway that you've had from the festival so far?
You stole it earlier.
I
What? Really?
Creativity is in everyone, and it's something that you hear echoed in every single panel that you're in, and you see it like in the work, you see it in the activations. It's creativity is everywhere, and it's always evolving. And I think right now we're in a really interesting space where technology is really opening up like new ways to be creative. Like that's what really like inspires me. Like you see some of the activations that some of the companies are doing, and you're like, wow, I didn't even know that was possible. So that's really been my main takeaway from this.
I love that. Sharon, I'm going to flip the question just a little for you. We know Ascential owns Cannes. Thank you for this space. How did we do this year? Can you just give us, a bit of a rating? What have you liked most about it?
I have just liked the diversity of faces, voices, and stories being told. And, after not having a Cannes Lion in person for 3 years, this has felt more like a reunion. Walking down the street, I've seen so many people that I haven't put eyes on in 3 years other than through a Zoom call.
Oh my goodness.
So it's been incredibly celebratory and heartwarming and inspiring. But it's also been about, ultimately, our culture has shifted. And when you think about not only is creativity for everyone, but now we're at this amazing inflection point where you see the intersection of creativity, of marketing, of technology, and being able to give that access and empower more people through Web3 experiences, NFTs, cryptocurrency, all sorts of other new channels to express themselves, share their ideas, but just give voice to so many stories we haven't heard that we should hear. And that's what's exciting me. But we've done great, and we are so thrilled to be back. And I am thrilled that Becca has had its first really successful year here. And I'm also thrilled for what's to come in the future because we will be back.
Oh, yes. I'm happy
Bigger
to hear
and
that.
better.
And I'm thrilled. I will be staying tuned. So our last question to both of you, and I'll start with you, Sharon, because you really set the momentum up perfectly. With the Becca playbook, with Becca in general, how does Becca differ from other programs out there? And I think that's where we drop the mic.
Well, Becca differs from other programs out there simply because our focus. We are Black executive CMOs, and there's so few of us. But it is our commitment, it's our passion, it's our experience. I mean, some of the leading brands on this planet are led by Black CMOs. And I think our contribution is often unheard and unsung, but we're changing that. And we're not only paving a path for those behind us, but we're making sure that our voices are a part of this conversation to help really reshape and build our industry. And that's what makes us different.
Incredible. Omar, you told me earlier off camera that you had some thoughts about this.
I did.
You did.
I will say for the playbook, what differs is the commitment of the board. A lot of times people get on a board and are members, but you never see them. It's really just, for, their resume to say that I'm on this board. But all of the members of Becca, they have really embraced us. And like I said before, their circle is now our network. Their network is our network is their network. Their network is our network, and they've really broadened that and brought us in and really given us one-on-one mentorship. And I personally have been really looking for that. For a lot of my career, I've been looking for that member, that mentor to really give me that, and luckily, I have it in Sharon.
So fantastic. Thank you both so much for joining us today. So, of course, Sharon Harris, CMO of Digital Commerce at Ascential, and Omar Moore, Global Partner Marketing, PayPal. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
And you can catch this content, but everything else we're up to, of course, on the Stagwell LinkedIn page and also at stagwellglobal.com. I'm Zakiya Larry.